Hi, and welcome to the Professor Kev Show. Got my buddy Noah with us from Idori. Good afternoon, my friend. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Just living the dream, my friend. So let's jump right in. Let's tell us a little bit about the company.
Great. My name is Noah, and I'm the founder of Idori, which stands for I Dream of Real Impact. And we make educational resources, content, and toys that teach young children about environmental sustainability.
How'd you come up with the idea? It's fascinating. I'm like,
So,
cool.
so basically, I grew up on an organic vegetable farm in northern Vermont, and I spent the entirety of my childhood outdoors, hiking, camping, gardening, kayaking, and it made me care a lot about environmental stewardship and community service. I would regularly do trash cleanups with my family. We would implement things like composting and recycling very much into our day-to-day behaviors. And eventually, when I moved to Boston for college, I realized that a lot of people don't necessarily have opportunities from a young age to learn like how beautiful and amazing nature is. And therefore, it makes it a lot harder for them to develop values, biases, and behaviors that demonstrate environmental sustainability. So what I wanted to do was to create something that would help kids fall in love with nature so that caring about sustainability in the forms of their behaviors and values and like the people who they vote for and the kinds of companies they support would be second nature. So how I actually started out with the idea, when I came to college, I wanted to focus my venture, my time. I wanted to do something on the side to support environmental sustainability. And I very quickly learned that education was what I was the most interested in. And specifically, when I started talking to environmental educators and sustainability educators, I realized that people start developing their values, biases, and behaviors at a very early age, as early as 5 years old. And on average in the US, kids don't learn about climate change until they're in middle school at the age of like 13. So I was really wondering, I was like, why, if kids develop their values so early, are we not teaching this stuff to them until they're 13? And the more that I started interviewing parents and teachers, the more I started to realize that not only can climate change and other sustainability topics be like scientifically complex, some adults don't even know how to explain them accurately to their kids, but there's also a lot of anxiety surrounding these topics. And parents really don't want to give their kids any more anxiety than they already have. Kids have enough to worry about in this day and age. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to create something fun and engaging that would be empowering and optimistic, looking at like how can you be an agent of change in the climate crisis, opposed to like the world is ending, freak out about it. Like if you don't recycle, then we're not gonna be able to like live on this planet anymore. And from there, I knew that what I needed to do was to create like something that would be really engaging. So then I started interviewing little kids and I asked them like, what are your favorite toys to play with? Like what experiences do you remember from like the last few weeks? Like where do you learn? Like why do you learn that way? And very quickly I realized that like kids don't learn from like curriculum or lesson plans. Kids learn from the books that they read, the content that they watch, the toys that they play with. And that's when I decided that I wanted to create virtually like a Sesame Street for sustainability, combining like interactive plush toys, illustration books, and like activity booklets to teach kids about sustainability in a way that would be really fun. And it would be about having fun rather than about the actual learning. And then the learning that would take place would be kind of like a subliminal effect of the resources that they'd be playing with.
So how's everything going so far? What's been the acceptance? What's it been like?
I'd say things are going very, very well. So kind of like how I got started was I met an illustrator at BU, which is where I go to school. And I was able to write kind of like my first three children's books, which were about deforestation, ocean conservation, and climate change. And since then, Shumita has been able to illustrate all of the books, which is really exciting. So now we have three working prototypes. And then around the same time that I met Shumita, I also got connected with Alia Bringas, who recently graduated from RISD with a major in industrial design and a minor in toy design. And she was taking a class on like toy design specifically for early childhood education, which was kind of like the perfect intersect for the project that I was working on. So she made these super fun interactive plush toys that have like this unique design where the backs of the arms are actually hollow. So you can reach your arms into the arms of the stuffed animal, which makes it like super fun to like act out different scenes that happen in the book, makes them very huggable, which I think is important for building an emotional connection between kids and different aspects of the environment. And then once I had prototypes of these first three characters, Benji the Tree Hopper, Flo the Ocean Dweller, and Gibo the Puffball, and the three accompanying books, my goal was just to take them to as many schools as possible, get them in front of as many kids as possible to get as much feedback as I could so that I could improve the product. And I think to date, I've been to around 12 different schools. So I've gotten my resources in front of a lot of different kids, and I've gotten a lot of different opinions of like, oh, they should be bigger, smaller, this color, that color. I like how they're soft. I wish that they had a mouth. Like, you get all sorts of random feedback. And after collecting that feedback, I've iterated the product, and I've now started speaking with suppliers, and I've identified this one really amazing nonprofit called Bears for Humanity that actually, they're like incredibly ethical and sustainable in how they source all of their organic cotton, and they support fair trade labor. And they also have this really great initiative where they donate one of their plush toys for everyone that's purchased. So I'm really excited to work with them, but they do have a high minimum order quantity. And obviously when things are more sustainable, they cost a little bit more. So I'm currently fundraising. I'm looking to raise about $50,000. And in the past month, actually, I've been able to raise 20,000 through various pitch competitions. So over the course of this summer, I'll be looking to bootstrap through pre-order sales, and then also likely launch a crowdfunding campaign, leaning towards running it on Kickstarter for the summer. And that's how I'll raise the remaining 30K that I need to purchase that first batch of inventory. And then it's sales, 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 as every entrepreneur knows.
Sure is. So how can we help, Noah? What's the best way?
Well, there are a few different ways that you can help. I would say one great way to support the Idori mission is just joining our community and joining our fan base. So you can follow our Instagram account at IDORIANS. You can also go check out our website. It's just idori.com. And there's tons of content on there already for parents to learn about how they can teach their kids better about sustainability. There's activities on there. And then ultimately, there's going to be the pre-order on there once we're ready to start launching our product. So if any parents are out there or early childhood educators who want to give us some feedback on the types of content and resources that we're offering, that's definitely super helpful. And then we also just launched a summer internship program. So mostly for undergrads, but we're inclusive if anyone else is interested in an opportunity to get involved with a social impact startup that's student-led and doing a lot of exciting startup projects this summer, then I think it could be a great opportunity for you.
Sounds amazing. Noah, I appreciate you taking a couple minutes to come on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thanks, Professor Kev. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day.